Man, I'm so sad. Coraline's easily one of my favorite movies, and the part with like the dad who's playing the piano, the other dad, the other father. My friends and I, we used to like just randomly sing that to one another, and it was like kind of like a little thing, but like that was so long ago that unfortunately the first memory that comes to mind is no longer that. It's I had like this bummer of a date years ago, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just folding laundry, and then like when I'm done, like we can go do whatever. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And then I'm like, is it okay if I put on a movie while I do that? And he's like, yeah, no problem. And I put on Coraline, and then like he tells me this like I don't know him very well, and he just like trauma dumps on me about like his memory with like Coraline and like when this and that happened to him, and I was like, okay, we don't have to watch Coraline. I'm sorry. Like I would have really preferred if he was just like, oh, Coraline makes me uncomfortable, and because I have like bad association with it, and I would have been like, oh, sorry to hear that, no problem, I will turn this off. But instead he just like told, I don't know what it is about first dates, or I guess in that moment, second dates, people just like dump shit on you, and it's just like, man, I'm just here to like not think about things like this. And like we are all at fault for that, myself included. I now that I'm older, I'm very mindful of like what I tell people, especially if I'm just meeting them and whatever. But like it's because I've had so many situations where like I just unlock a core memory. Yeah. Where I just like unlock lore that I'm like I don't know you that well. Like please don't come into my business with this. Sorry, I have a text message. I'm just gonna quickly look at it. Okay. Ah. I'm going up, right? Yeah. I don't know, that also reminds me of this other story where like this one's like unintentionally hilarious. It just feels like it's straight out of a fucking sitcom. Like, I don't know who's writing my book, but like, please stop putting things like this in it. Um, I went on this date with this guy, and like, again, this is years ago, and it happened right before COVID hit, I think. There. Anyways, so years ago, I went out on this date, and the guy, he had admitted to me, like, I haven't been on a date in a really long time. He specifically said 8 years, and I was like, I thought nothing of it, right? I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, I totally get it. And I'm like, it'll be super casual. Don't worry about it. Um, and I wasn't really having a good time. He didn't follow instructions as to like where to meet me and stuff like that. I saw a guy across the street who looked kind of lost, and I thought, I bet that's my fucking date. And he had met me I was like, take this specific route and meet me on this specific platform. And then he didn't do it. So that already kind of pissed me off. And then he was really picky about restaurants. We finally find a restaurant that we both agree on. We're sitting down, and he mentions again that he hasn't dated in 8 years, and I was like, oh yeah, like, again, like, don't worry about it, it's fine. And I was like, we're just like hanging out, feeling each other out, whatever. And then he goes on to tell me that like he used to have like a fiance and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, like, I can understand, like, that's pretty rough, whatever. And like, I get it. And then he starts kind of going into like too much detail, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's not a matter of I don't want to hear it, but it's like, I don't know you, and I don't know if like we're gonna be more than just friends, and I don't feel like this is a good first date story. So I try and change the subject, and I'm like, thinking about things that are on his Instagram, and I'm like, oh, he has like a little wiener dog, so I'll ask about that. And I was just like, oh, well, I mean, you have your little dog. I'm like, why don't you tell me about them? I'm like, what's their name and stuff like that. I shouldn't have fucking asked about the dog. He literally just kind of sighs and goes, yeah, my mom got me the dog 8 years ago after my fiance left me. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, back to the fiance. And like, I just felt like everything I fucking asked about this guy just went back to his fiance. And I just thought, okay, maybe you shouldn't be going out on dates. Like, I felt really bad about it, but it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, I also have that person that I'm hung up on for no fucking reason. It sucks. I totally get it. But it's not a first date story. Like, he could have just been like, oh yeah, my mom got me the dog because she felt like I needed a distraction when I was really sad. Easy. Just say that. Oh, I don't know. I feel like because I've been on so many dates and I've seen every angle of the dating, I almost said community. I don't want to say that. But, like, I've seen so many different people handle certain situations in so many different ways that, like, in some crazy fucking way, I, like, think of, like, 17 plausible different ways that you can, like, answer something in, like, a more polite way. The dating community, I hate myself. The dating community is adjacent to the veteran of the dating scene? Eat shit, Cosmo. Fuck off. Ah! We're in the new area, though. Fuck. The flip side of Jesse's saying, the flip side is when you and a date are able to mutually shit on the people you are both hung up on. It's like, ah, yes, an ally. To be fair, I definitely have really close friends and, like, people who I have met on dating sites who ended up just being really good friends and stuff like that. And, like, we didn't work out because we're like, you know what? Problems. And it's like, oh, yeah, you know what? Same, lol. So yeah, like I've met a lot of we're gonna call them allies. It's actually not bad. If anything, I will say it's kind of like not humbling, but it's nice to know that I'm not a freakhead as much as like I feel like I am. Oh, it's slippery up there. Shit, okay. Other veterans of the dating scene and community. Oh, shit. You've heard of the cosplay community. You've heard of the fighting game community. Now get ready for the dating community. The dating community consists of everyone who is like, I would really like to find a partner. And then they're like, lol, I hate dating though. And like, there's people who like genuinely are just like miserable. And you're like, yeah, I can see why you hate dating because nobody likes you because you fucking suck. But like, there's other people which I feel like are like me and my friends where it's like, I don't trust people no more. I don't like people no more. And I keep trusting people and trying to like people. And it's just bad. I hate people. Anyways, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just trying to laugh at, how, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, like, I'm a really bad person to like find dates or whatever, and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a mutual experience. It's just like very it's different depending on the person, but there's a lot of like shared mutual experiences, like, you know. Sorry, I wanted to drink now that we've gotten through a lot of like the gross parts. don't know. And again, I'm not trying to be like a downer, but I honestly feel pretty okay with being single, and I feel like, as much as I don't wish a lot of the shitty experiences that I've had on dates, you know what? I kind of feel I'm vibing with what Ben said, saying, I don't know, I'm great on dates. Everyone else sucks. Honestly, I feel very similar. Like, there's definitely been times where, like, I try to dress up and I try and look really cute. I remember one time I wore my light-up shoes that were holographic that I was really excited about because it was a date at night. And I also wore my Lisa Frank special edition SpongeBob hat, and I themed my outfit around the blue that it was. And then my bag was also holographic to match my shoes. And I said to my date when I approached him, I was like, he was like, oh, hey, da da da, and like, you know, small talk. And then I was like, do you like my hat? And he went, no. And like, it was like really like deadpan. Like, it was very clearly not a joke. And I went, oh, why? I was like, did SpongeBob hurt you? I was like, do you have beef with SpongeBob? And he just went, no. It's because I'm an adult. And I was just like, oh, this is really setting the tone of this date, huh? like it was, yeah. Duke, Duke of the face, yeah. Exactly. I was just like, wow, okay, wow. Yeah, it was so stupid. That guy fucking, that was me being like, I'm great on dates. Everyone else sucks. And like, he didn't notice my light up shoes until like we went somewhere and he was waiting for me downstairs and I had to walk downstairs and I could just see him like, he was like embarrassed that I had light up shoes. And I just thought, no, they made them in adult sizes because people like me exist. Like, there's no reason to be fucking embarrassed, dude. Yeah, he was weak. He also lied. He was like, do you want to go back to my house? And like, it was like a work night. And I was like, no, it was already late. And I was like, no, I think I'm just going to head back. I have to work in the morning and it's already really late. And he's like, okay, no problem. And then I looked him up on Facebook. So I was like, that guy was really weird. And I was telling a friend about him. I'm like, I'm going to look him up on Facebook. Doesn't even live in Toronto. So like, I'm like, cool. I might have died tonight. Oh, shit. I did not expect that. Time to heal, I guess. Damn. I feel like I was saying something else before I thought about that guy specifically, but that's fine. It's gone now. I'm not gonna waste any more brain space on that. I think it was just mostly like, dating's hard in general to find that person that clicks with you regardless of like what kind of person you are. I do 100% believe in the whole, like, there is someone out there for everyone. I absolutely believe that. And like, sometimes it doesn't come in necessarily the sense of like romance. I would also, you know, argue. Because like companionship can be seen on like so many different levels. There's so many different ways to have a companion or like a partner even. Oh shit! I hate that. I was trying to have a nice moment getting my ass kicked by jellyfish. Whoa! Oh. Okay, it's fine. And like, oh, I remember where I was going with that. So what I was trying to say is, going on a lot of these, I guess we could say, unfortunate dates, even though I don't wish a lot of the experiences that I've had on anyone, because I've been in some scary situations and I've been with people who don't really, understand, I guess, boundaries, or like, it's not even boundaries. Sometimes it's just you meet people who their level of comfort with others or etiquette and stuff like that with new people is completely different than yours. But like what I'm getting at is it's made me realize what I'm willing to put up with, to be kinder to myself, and what I want in a relationship or what I expect from other people. And I think those are all very, very important things that I did not have previously. And a part of me is sad that it took something, I would say, semi-traumatic, like some of the fucked up dates that I've been on, to put that in perspective. But I'm happy to have that skill, or at least not that skill, but that realization. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget. And there's definitely like a level of, I don't want to say desperation, but you do get to a point where it's just kind of like, I know, for me specifically, there's like a lot of self-doubt, and there's a lot of just kind of like being self-conscious about honestly anything and everything. And you just kind of have to sit there and be like, okay, but I don't deserve this, you know? And it's like, cool, I can still feel like bad about myself, but I do deserve some sort of crumb of kindness, and I'm not willing to sit with this person for another minute, honestly. You know, it's like you have to like kind of put those sort of things. Because like if someone is being rude to you and they're new and you're on a date, just fucking leave. Like, you've heard of the Irish goodbye, or yeah, the Irish goodbye. Get ready for me calling an Uber and making strong eye contact with my date as I just get up and fucking leave, because you are worth so much more than, you know, putting up with something just because you feel bad about yourself, or you feel like, well, this is as good as it gets because no one else is, you know, swiped right on me on Tinder. No, don't put up with that shit at all, ever. You're better than that. And if someone is going to treat you that way on a first date, they're predatory and shitty people, and you don't want to be dating or hanging out with them anyways. So that's what I've learned through, here, if it makes you feel any better, I'm still single, and in 2018, I went on 44 dates and still walked away without a partner. The last person in that roster, I guess we could say, that I did end up dating, but we broke up in 2 months when he just disappeared. So I mean, like, it's whatever, right? Like, don't ever, first off, don't be a serial dater. Don't be turning over every fucking stone. It'll happen when it'll happen. And the people come out of the woodwork once you're happy with yourself. You don't have to be 100% happy with yourself, but if you start putting yourself out there in a way, sorry, I'm like, this is like motivational speaking Pluto hour. But like, honest to God, if you do something that makes you happy, for me, it's like when I like get all dressed up in my silly little outfits and take fun, fashiony sort of aesthetic photos, or I take hours into an art piece that I'm really proud of, or I show something I'm proud of or happy to own in my little toy collection or something like that. Like, just enjoy and embrace the things that make you you, regardless if it's material or like being creative or something like that. It's not all about the way you look. And like, I'd be lying if I said I loved myself, you know? Like, I like parts of me, and I think everyone for the most part likes small parts of them. But it's hard to like overshadow it, or like it gets overshadowed by the parts you don't like about yourself. But honestly, just embrace the small parts that you do like about yourself and amplify it. Just grab it and go full force with it. That's what I've done with my art. I love my art so much more now. I love drawing. I love being more creative. I love fashion, and I'm trying to find a lot of stuff that, you know, suits my aesthetic, makes me look more flattering and stuff like that. You know, I'm trying to make myself look like how I feel, I guess you could say. And I'm trying to be like happier, because like, it's really easy to sit and not improve yourself in any sort of way and just be miserable. and just be like, nobody loves me, da da da. But it's like, you know, there is some truth to nobody's gonna love you if you don't love yourself. But it doesn't. A lot of people read that at face value, and that isn't true. Just you have to just, you know, grab something and be like, I'm gonna be incredibly passionate about this, and the right people will notice that and love you for that. And I think those are the sort of people you want in your life, regardless if they're friends or a new partner or anything like that. Sometimes friends turn into partners. Like, you have to just do things for you, is what I'm getting at. Anyways, I'm sorry. I wanna go into this. I wanna hear what my boyfriend has to say. Oh yeah, I have a bug boyfriend. See, and that's the other thing. If you're like me, you don't have to have a real boyfriend. There's so many amazing animated cartoon boyfriends to pick from. Am I right? I'm right. I know I'm right. Like Squirrel over here, we love him. His name's not Squirrel. I don't know. That's the pet name I gave him. His name's Squirrel. You know, Squirrel, little squirrel boy.